Hello, hello, and prepare your own ears because today I'm going to tell you that something fundamental is going on in this world. And no matter you care or not, or notice or not, every one of us will be affected. So, we are going to talk about subconscious programs which rule your life. We are going to talk about codes, unique codes, which everybody need to uncover and why you need this. And I also will share why you need to do this in 2.5 years before 2028. And at the end, you will get a practice which will help you understand why you cannot achieve certain goals in money, a certain amount of money, and what exactly you carry inside your brain about money. So stay tuned. Um, we've been taught that for a long time that a human being is more is just a biological material. But in my view, it was made just for easier control. Just listen. Right now, we understand that a human being is not just a physical body, right? We have body, we mind, we spirit, we soul, and or in other words, an energetic field. And this field carries many subconscious programs that constantly consume our energy. Yep. Every program is like an extra weight, and the fewer programs you are carrying, the lighter your or freer your life will be. Because if you carry a lot of them, you live through these programs, and that means you don't live your own life. Every person on earth also carries their own unique codes of strength or certain knowledges, which only they know according to their type, let's say. And this codes allows us to be valued not for what we do, but for who we are as a conscious, creative person with unique abilities. And ideally, we should reconnect with these inner codes and connect to our own body. Before the fifth generation AI becomes a reality, and it's going to be around 2028. What is the fifth AI generation? It refers to agentic AI system that go beyond answering questions. They reason, they plan, they adapt to new environment, they collaborate with other systems, and independently manage complex real-world tasks. You can double check the internet. What is that if you want to dive deeper? And that is exactly why it is so important to wake up and reconnect with your unique code. But before we can do that, we first need to detach from the subconscious programs that have been running our lives, and by the way, ruining our lives, because we live through them. We don't live our own real life, which we deserve by birth, successful, prosper, etc. Because if a person stays trapped inside the subconscious programs, they remain unconscious and cannot see reality clearly. And each of us, they create their own reality, and what we see outside is to large extent a reflection of what is happening inside us. If you still don't recognize that, you living in the illusion, because everything outside is you. Each table, each person, each animal, etc. So we are one. um, so yeah, and we build our realities much more like in the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio. You can double check that. So yeah, but first let's understand what these programs actually are, and where did they come from, and how to deal with them. So yeah, um, if we think about the person as a subconscious, as a PC with subconscious programs, that means that this PC works, and the power of this PC depends on these subconscious programs, right? And these programs benefit from keeping us in terms of the human, yeah, in the human world. These programs benefit from keeping us in the pain, fear, and anger and scarcity, because those emotional states consume our energy. Because program sits let's say, higher in the universal hierarchy. It is really important for them. This is not a materialistic thing, it's just a program and it doesn't have energy, so this program needs to um, be feeded, right, somehow. So that is why society or our upbringing and even our parents unknowingly reinforce many of these patterns and programs in us since childhood. Many of us have been told directly or indirectly that something is wrong with us. We heard a lot of said words about ourselves, and that is how we enter a state of scarcity. And whenever you scare, it's so easy to manage you, to rule you, to just give you some fears and you do what somebody needs, right? And when you believe something is wrong with you, it eventually affects every area of your life, your relationship, your finance, your career, and much more. So where do these programs come from? They are a part of reality we live. Our reality is multi-layered, and the physical material world that we experience every day. Um, and believe me, it is not the whole picture. So our material world is not just the whole picture. It is only a very small part of much bigger universe. So as a human beings, we have physical bodies and we generate energy. But according to this worldview, which I'm talking to you right now, these are also many non-physical forms. A program is like software without its own energy source, right? And it needs energy to survive. That's why it constantly looks for something to feed on. Some programs are individual, while others are collective. A simple example of collective programs is social media. If you spend just 15-20 minutes on Instagram endlessly scrolling so many people, so you may notice that after that you feel emotionally exhausted, right, or drained. And we especially see this effect in children. It is constant scrolling in an endless stream of images that become difficult to stop watching. So the programs that keep us trapped don't want us to succeed. They benefit when we stay angry, frustrated, or emotionally exhausted, because that's what feeds them, a lot of energy we give them. And On the other hand, there are also empowering programs, like program of abundance or success or connection with God. And to access them, we need to free up ourselves from the programs which I just mentioned a little bit earlier, right? That keep us feeling small and powerless and insignificant. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children, by the way, right now, is a healthy worldview and practical strategies for life. Every children is different, so those strategies should be different for sure. So strategies will be based on what you see and understand what I'm going to tell you right now, and I hope you will find a unique way to each one of your children. So we live in the world shaped by power, money, and sex. And even if everything is wonderful inside your family, your children step outside and immediately interact with other countless um, other beliefs, systems, and other programs. And even if they don't have this subconscious program in their life, in your family, they can connect from other pentiums, with other kids. That's why it is important to give them principles that help them understand how the world works and navigate it so easily. We all operate on different energetic frequencies. Depending on your frequency, money can come into your life in very different ways. When your frequency is low, earning money often feels like constant struggle and hard work. Most people live from a place of scarcity. And if your subconscious already contains limiting beliefs about money, it becomes very difficult to create financial abundance. Most people live in scarcity. Society often manages people through scarcity. It's just easier for our government, for everybody. So that is why this information was holding in the secret a long time. And if you live from scarcity, you're not truly living your own life. In other words, you're working on a cheap canteen for these programs instead of yourself. Um, I hope you're following me. I know this is not easy content, but to do. The first step is to work with your subconscious programs. Tune yourself to a different frequency, and then money can begin to flow differently. It is also important to focus less on yourself but more on the value you bring to the earth, to other people, because money simply kind of a gratitude exchanged for your value. You should love money and feel exciting when you have them, and get them, and then you just send the universe message, I love money, it's great, it's exciting, I love this life, and the main idea, happy with them and not the other one. But the first task is simple. You need to find out what's written in your subconscious mind about what kind of programs you are carrying inside your brain. Because most of the time, if I ask you, what is money for you, you will tell me certain words. But if we go deeper in the diagnostic and subconscious diagnostic session, we will see another thing. And I will give you a practice at the end of this video. This is exactly what I do by helping you shift your worldview and rewrite your subconscious programs that shape it. To understand why all this matters, we first need to understand what a human being is. At the beginning, I mentioned that we are body, we mind, we soul, and we are kind of an energetic field. And this field carries both subconscious programs, unique codes, and our conscious mind. But conscious mind places maybe 3% out of the others. So where do our subconscious programs come from? First, from 10 to 15% of our subconscious programming comes from our current life. So our educations, our society, our environment, and our experience. From 60 to 70% are a family lineage and ancestral system. And our soul agreed to experience them before we came into this life. Yay! We choose that by ourselves. So, which I mentioned, like soul contracts, let's say. Also, we have certain reincarnation experience by 30-40%. It's past life experience. You will be surprised right now, but before you stop this video, we also have other worlds, yes, and we have parallel realities. Soul contracts. We all choose our patterns in advance for the certain soul experience. So, free choice may actually be part of a deep plan. From this perspective, your soul chooses certain experiences before you were born. That is why comparing yourself with others doesn't make sense. Instead of asking why is their life different from mine, the better question is, am I actually following the path my soul came here to experience? Do I genuinely feel fulfilled by what I'm doing? So these are the questions you should answer yourself. If you ask a certain question consciously, you'll probably give me one answer, and then during subconscious diagnostic I can often show you the truth, the reality, with a fairly high level of accuracy, that something completely different is actually running your life by your subconscious life. That is when we discover a conflict between your conscious and subconscious beliefs and programs which are operating underneath them. And this is the biggest problem why your dream and your desired love don't come true, because of that conflict. For example, one may consciously say, my highest value is family, but subconsciously, what actually drives them is a need to feel important or loved. I'm not telling you that this is just this true and that's it. Depends on you, but this is just an example. In other words, most of your energy, life energy, is being invested there to earn importance and love. That is why it is also very nice to understand what programs are you feeding and giving energy to, because once you become aware of it, you can consciously redirect the energy, because it's kind of your life source, and you can achieve much more. And that is where real healing begins. If significance and the need for love are your unconscious drivers, then even your business success, your career growth, and achievement may actually be fueled by those hidden motivations. So the truth is, we spend around 90% our lives on autopilot. Our spiritual nature is extraordinary, and this is about the unique code, and we need to uncover that. But while we are operating like automatic system, we are rarely access the part of ourselves or recognize our real potential. That means we live not our real life. That is, sometimes I compare us to smartphones running an operating system like iOS or Android, and around 97-95% is automatic programming, and about 3% is conscious awareness and true humanity, let's say. And but the percentage can grow, and you can grow it by awakening your subconscious and understanding the truth why you do these or another things. And the more conscious we become, the more human we become, and the more we live our own life and feel very good, the more strength we will feel, the more abundance we will get, because our feelings contact with the body are how we connect with reality, and our thoughts are how we explain our reality. You see the difference? Reincarnation. So it's kind of another source of our subconscious programs and codes. And in this model, around 30-40% comes from the experience of the soul. And not only from lives on the earth. I know it sounds very spiritual, but listen, the idea is that earth might not be the only one place where consciousness evolves. I also mentioned other worlds. The worldview, which I'm telling you right now, also suggests that consciousness can incarnate in many different worlds, even in realities where there is no physical bodies. I'm not claiming this is absolute truth. This is simply the worldview my teachers shared with me, and this is the model I personally work with because it helps me understand and solve my clients' request, and it helped me and other clients. So that is why I use it. And if it is resonates with you, you're welcome to continue with that. If not, it's your choice, definitely. Okay. So I also mentioned parallel realities. Another idea of the reality is multi-dimensional structure. So there are simply different probabilities. And there's also the idea that consciousness isn't always focused only in the present moment. Part of our energy may be invested in the past or in the future or another possible reality. It happened with me in my practices when we just disconnect person from the other reality, and they got a lot of energy and they start creating their successful abundance life. Yes, it happens. So some people constantly feed the past with their energy by holding on to pain, resentment, fears. Others invest their energy into the future. So in that case, you will be living another life. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. You're feeding what you pay attention to. And of course, the final source of our subconscious is unresolved emotional imprints and energetic influences. There is no need to panic about that. Yeah, about energetic influences. If that energetic influences exist in this reality, there is also a physiological reason for that. Just trust the world, trust the creator. We can deal with that. But when the root cause is understood and processed of this energetic influences, so why it came to your life, what is the functionality, and why it's trying to teach you, let's say, the influence gradually disappeared. This is what I also do during my work, and then you feel much more energetic after our session. The key to your success today is your personal values. So if what you do is aligned with your deepest value, if it genuinely inspires you, if it gives you your energy and allows you to create and generate amazing ideas, and if you don't have internal conflict, then money becomes a byproduct of living in alignment with who you truly are. Let me tell you about technique of sensing, which is really important. Every human being is a part of our unified field, and every person can learn to tune into another person's reality. So let's call it TV channels. If you just connect to their TV channel and receive answers by reading information from that field. I know it sounds strange, but depends how you connect to your body and how you connect with your sensitive and feelings. It is possible, and then you understand if this is like super easy for you or not. If the person is on the TV channel CBS, and if you're a TV as well, you will just switch on this channel, CBS channel, and I can sense his state, not only in the present, but sometimes patterns connected to the past or even in the future as well. Resonates with his channel, and you feel that as well. Your body never lies. You cannot consciously fake goosebumps or fake waves of cold moving through your body. It is impossible. That is why you need to be really in contact with your body. One of the strongest indicators of the truth is that your body responds automatically in ways you cannot initially create. Everything we do during my sessions is about finding the truth. Everything that feels heavy, everything you constantly avoid, everything that drains you usually points to an area where you are disconnected from your own truth, your own real life. And when we are 5, 8, 10, whatever, of course, facing that truth can be overwhelming and it's hard and we've been living in another world. But come on, as the adults, we have the capacity to experience that, right? Process that and move through that. That's it. If you're ready, just come. You have all instruments and opportunities now to change your life. Being honest with yourself is one of the most important skills for succeeding in the new world. Remember that honesty with yourself. You need to be honest that you create this own reality. You need to be honest how you create this own reality. This is angel and devil inside you. Everything is inside you. That's it. So whenever you admit it and you consciously feel it and understand, then the true truth is starting just releasing you. It's most people live inside illusions because illusions feel safer, easier than reality. And it is so painful to admit the truth. That is why we live in the illusions. Throughout life, many of us feel as someone is always deceiving us. But often the biggest illusions isn't created by other people. It's the story we've been telling ourselves. Let me give you an example of our illusions. Money belongs to, let's say, system, banks, government, and institutions. In many ways, money is also one of the tools used to influence and control people. And each of us has different life lessons that we are trying to solve through money. For one person, money represents safety. For another, it represents love. For another, freedom. For another, self-worth. For another, better relationships or deeper connection with God. The truth is, whenever you want something in the world, we always pay for that. Trust me, there is nothing free. You pay by attention, you pay by your energy, you pay by your time. Even when you are watching YouTube videos, you are paying with one of the most valuable resource, your time. Money simply becomes the vehicle. Each of us earns money through the unique strength we bring into the world. And every person has different inner drivers. Some people naturally carry more responsibility than others, and in many cases, income grows together with the level of the responsibility you're willing to take. Money itself is just an abstraction. The real block for not having them is usually not money. The real block is what money represents to your subconscious. If deep inside money is not safe, but you are looking for the safety, understand, right? Maybe joy has been blocked because you should feel joy and happiness from your money. You've been probably see the difference between women who are wives of very rich men. They are very happy, they're joyful, they laugh a lot, they're like very light women. If the joy has been blocked inside you and money is like equal to joy, that means you cannot earn money. You're just like this every time and every day. Money is not coming to you because you don't have happiness. The real problem is not money, is something behind them, right? How to actually stop living in the illusion? The answer is dignity, because true dignity makes you independent from the illusions. The world constantly tries to sell you this illusion. And for me, dignity consists of several foundations: a connection with safety, a connection with Creator, a connection with freedom, a healthy relationship with yourself, as staying connected to your own strength and courage. By the way, without strength and courage, it's much easier to believe in illusion. It is easier to complain, it is easier to suffer, and to wait for someone else to rescue you. Yay! Because most of the time we blame anyone, not ours, in our life and in the situation in our life. So very often we trade our dignity into relationships because we stay in a relationship which we don't like, which we don't enjoy, for security because it's just secure to do this thing instead of thing I want to really, or even we exchange dignity for money. And even sometimes we act in the business which we how we don't need to do, right? So as a result, we end up living inside illusions instead of living in the truth. To live in the truth, we need a connection with the Creator, our dignity, and with our own courage. And unfortunately, no one really teaches us this. So that is why I'm telling you right now, so you can teach your kids this thing. That is exactly why I use diagnostics exercise and field work during my sessions to help people see these unconscious patterns for themselves in their energetic field. So, because I promised to give you a practical tool, subscribe to my Telegram channel, which is below this video, and get a free practice on how to diagnose what is actually driving you when it comes to making money. You'll also find a practice on how to synchronize with the desired reality you want, a practice on the 3 key codes you need to develop to succeed over 20 years, future 20 years. The question is, what can you do starting tomorrow? First, do a practice I shared. Second, book a diagnostic session with me. I will highlight your subconscious programs that actually running your lives. There are two options. One is payable, one is free, in exchange for your honest feedback. Understand what is influencing your decisions and reality today is going to help you a lot. And begin reviewing those patterns. You can rewrite them on my sessions. By the way, I invite you to an open 7 days quantum sessions, which is going to be in August. You can participate as a representative figure for free or order your own personal session. Just DM me for more details. It will be conducted along with online tools to change your mindset. So I will be sharing certain practices for the participants. In terms of diagnostic session, I mentioned, diagnostic session, which is like free, it will be some kind of a quick, checkup. And another one, it will reveal and show you your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your life, what is happening between you and your life right now. And together we'll identify the key pattern that is shaping your current reality. And during this session, I use representative figures to map the dynamics between you, your life, subconscious patterns, which are influencing you right now. It's just very important to understand this. My role is to show you your path and help you enter a new state, and I will give you certain instruments, but your role is to leave it, to integrate it and make it as a part of your everyday life. For most people, this integration takes several months. Sometimes it's like 6 months or so, but anyway, it's more faster than just typical therapies. But again, this is my way. And final thought, I'd like you to think about one thing. The only things that truly belong to you, to us, is our relationship with our life and the time we've been given. So every morning, ask yourself one simple question: what I'm willing to invest my most valuable resource, my time, today? Because your reality is built from the choices you make every single day. So if you have any questions, DM me, reach me out. All contact details are below this video. See you.